What if the keys to a future we could survive, one we'd be proud to leave to those who follow, were hidden not in the promise of breakthrough new technologies or the next generations of machine intelligence, but in the wisdom of humanity's longest surviving cultures? What if mindsets that navigated hardship and change for tens of thousands of years revealed knowledge we've left behind in our quest to control nature, chase short-term gain, and rank human value by stories that polarize us as we walk this journey of life? I'm Petry Leanse, and I left a pioneering career in tech to study neuroscience. Why? Because I saw something troubling as tech took center stage. I watched time-honored ways of living and even thinking fade away, while new challenges crept into more and more lives. The stress of being always on, and shifts to our emotional, social, and attention patterns. I wanted to understand what was happening and found myself staring straight at the brain. I studied how it shapes thoughts, perceptions, and even behavior, how it creates our sense of reality, and even how it dictates what we see as important. You see, the brain wires what it fires and tends to lose what it does not use. Everything we think and everything we do updates the brain. As tech interaction became ubiquitous, I watched it literally changing our minds, making us crave more tech interaction and less connection with each other or to the planet we call home. I watched decisions, even major ones, being made recklessly without consideration of consequence. Saw distraction lure our attention away from pressing global issues, and couldn't miss the rise of loneliness, anger, and despair. These shifts worried me, and they got me curious about long-standing human cultures and how they navigated challenge, hardship, and change. What keys, I wondered, might lie waiting in their stories and traditions, their disciplines and taboos, their daily practices and enduring commitments, and above all, in their resilience as they face change. I dove in, exploring human history and timeless ways of living through the lens of neuroscience, and it hit me. People from humanity's most enduring cultures weren't just living differently, they were thinking differently. Through beliefs and rituals and time-honored traditions, they were actually training their minds and their brains. This training helped them face challenge, catastrophe, and even climate change with a vision for the future. In indigenous, native, and Aboriginal cultures across the planet, I found mindsets and practices that intentionally activated intelligence we overlook today. There were teaching stories and rites of passage, gatherings that strengthened values, warnings about tricksters and wolves in sheep's clothing, cautions against too much ownership and too much striving, yet also humor, hope, tales of care and reciprocity between all kinds of kin, and always deep, deep learning from the lessons of life. The modern world prizes linear thinking, rational and outcome-oriented. We break problems down into parts, assuming that's how to solve them. And we rely on what neuroscience talks about as left hemispheric thinking, fast, mechanistic, this or that. Enduring cultures, they cultivated a different intelligence, whole-brained and balanced. They wove intuition into logic, curiosity and big picture awareness into reason. This intelligence let them see patterns, relationships, and complexities that rational thought alone does not grasp. bringing meaning beyond immediate and individual gain, and helping to sustain survival for countless generations. So many examples illustrate this intelligence. They're found in origin stories, in spiritual practices, and in the voices of wisdom bearers still alive today. 3 seem essential at this time. First, relationship with nature. Long surviving human cultures lived as part of the natural world, not apart from it, as we so often do today. They rooted their beliefs in a sacred connection to the earth, honoring interdependence and kinship with all things. They knew and obeyed the laws of nature, practicing reverence and gratitude for the planet that sustained their lives. We've lost that reverence to dominion over the earth as we chase our cravings and desires. Second, long-term thinking. Cultures that made it through humanity's most challenging times honored lessons from ancestors and made decisions in favor of future generations, even ones they'd never actually meet. The present for them was a gift from the past and a promise to the future, a better way for those who will follow. What a contrast to the short-term thinking that drives priorities and decisions today. And third, being better together. Cultures who survived, even flourished over time, didn't rank individuals by relative worth. They knew that differences built collective strength. Belonging was a birthright, not a status to be earned, and it was shared across the very attributes that tend to divide us today. From the first memories of time, any I mattered most as a facet of a relational we. Strength rose from being better together. Yes, there was conflict and war, yet humanity's most enduring cultures knew that survival depended on cooperation, on balance between feminine and masculine forces, by blending ideas from diverse minds, and in seeking to understand together this mystery called life by finding bright sparks of connection, not dark, oppositional divides. Intelligence like this sustained our species' survival. Without it, we wouldn't be here today. Yet only a few thousand years ago, our thinking shifted. We began to claim supremacy over nature, to value the now more than the past or the future, and to replace the partnership and mutuality that had guided our species for 300,000 years with hierarchy, individualism, and pursuit of gain, priorities that shape the modern world. Our lives reflect this shift. So does our thinking. We see the consequences in the price our entire planet is paying. The more I learn about the brain, the more it's clear that the keys to the future won't be found in the thinking that drives us today. Yet perhaps we can still find them where they've been all along, waiting in our deepest human wisdom. Perhaps the very wisdom your ancestors and mine used again and again to survive. Perhaps the wisdom the world needs now. Imagine using that wisdom to see beyond the limitations of our conditioned modern minds, to learn from those who have preserved ancestral ways, and to reawaken as caretakers of our planet and each other, rather than the takers we have so largely become. There's a feeling in me. It rises like an ache, yet also like a prayer. It's a cry from deep within, perhaps from true human nature, calling out to say, listen, while you still can. Despite my 40 years in tech innovation, I don't find hope in inventions or interventions aimed at saving the world, unless, that is, they honor the thinking our ancestors and those who live most like them today have proven can sustain survival. Their wisdom made us possible. Will future generations be able to say the same? Thank you.